Welcome to another episode of the Saturday Morning Snap Fantasy Football Podcast. Okay, fellas, the main event here, what we all came for. I think the most fun I ever had doing the podcast with you guys was the snack draft. And now we get a chance to sort of revamp it and do it in a different light with the Super Bowl tailgate themed draft. So the way this is working, we are situating ourselves in a parking lot of a stadium, and we need to throw a party that includes a main dish, an appetizer / snack, a beverage for our guests, as well as some source of entertainment through a game. So if you've ever been to a tailgate, whether it's NCAA or NFL, you know what a tailgate's like, and you know the things that you would want to eat, drink, and do before the game. So that's kind of what we're going off here. There's a little bit of strategy. Obviously, you can only pick one item from each category. Therefore, there will be 4 101 picks depending on the category and a little bit of strategy to go along with it. Landon somehow ends up with first pick, and he did the pick, so maybe there's a little bit of bias there. Not really sure. But Landon comes up with the first pick, Scott second, Mark third, and I magically get last. But it is a snake draft, so I'll get back-to-back picks, which I'm kind of totally cool with in this format.
Can I get a quick clarification on one of those categories?
Yes, please.
So I believe in the original snack draft, there were some criteria on what constitutes a snack. Are we going to go with the same
controversial
lens?
items? Yes.
So it's non-perishable, non-refrigerated.
So yeah, for like the purposes of the snack draft, you weren't allowed to have avocado toast. Like we said, no, that's not a thing. I think for this draft, like a snack could be something that
like
is
an appetizer.
Baked. It could be.
It's more of an appetizer this time. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So like Landon and I talked about it. Chicken fingers are not an appetizer. They are definitely a main dish.
Okay.
Chicken wings are a main dish. I wouldn't consider them an appetizer.
Okay.
So like full-on sausages, main dish.
What about
but pigs in a blanket, appetizer.
Yes.
Landon,
pigs in a blanket.
Yes, sir.
Yes, perfect. Yeah. And if it comes down to something controversial, we can, majority veto it if that's the case. But
sounds good.
We only got to make 16 picks here, so it can't be that hard.
Hamburgers, main dish, sliders, appetizer.
Yes.
Did you say 15?
Agreed.
12.
16.
So,
what?
Yeah,
we have 4 items.
Four each.
4 each.
Right, yeah.
4 times 4 equals 16.
Correct.
Yay, math.
Correct.
All right, Landon, let's go. You're on the clock here. You got the first pick. What are you going with? I got my list here in front of me. I'm ready to go.
With the first pick, it's all about position scarcity for me. I
already know what you're picking.
There's one item that you want at every tailgate party, every Super Bowl party. That's why most people take the Monday morning off. I could go.
Oh my God, just say it.
I could go with pizza, but you can have pizza any night of the week.
Don't be giving away picks.
I'm just down. I'm just going to hammer on your picks that someone's going to pick. I'm going to go beer. Craft beer, if you want to be specific. That is the 101 in my books because I don't want to have to pick soda, pop. I don't even drink pop. I don't want that to be my beverage. So I'm going to pick beer as my first overall pick, and that is why I'm going to beat the 3 of you.
No, it's not even close to a great pick.
As I pour the beer in my mug right now.
Oh.
On a Saturday morning?
Oh, so that means there's one decent-looking mug in their frame right now.
Oh, I think Mark wins the draft with that burn.
That's true.
All right.
I think beer is a good pick, and it's obviously something that is a favorite choice of many at tailgates, but I don't think it's like the reason I would go to somebody's tailgate. Like I think it's one of the reasons, but it's not the reason.
But none of your parties are going to have beer. It sounds lame to me.
Correct. Like you get all the beer.
Yeah.
Like you get Coors Light, you get your favorite craft, you get pale ales, like you get it all.
Okay, Lando, here's a little hypothetical for you. I show up to your tailgate party. What kind of beers am I seeing in that cooler when I crack that thing open? Just to toss a couple names out there.
Well, if you're a local Thunder Bayite, you could have some Sleeping Giant, maybe some Lake of the Woods. If you're in Southern Ontario, Muskoka Brewery, If you're a lame old man, you could have Coors Banquet. There's lots of options for you.
Oh. The right answer there was this is a magic cooler and it will produce any beer that you wish.
No cider, no shandies. Just an FYI.
Right. That's a different drink.
Those are different.
So I can't bring Lynn's?
No. I'd prefer if you didn't.
Scotty, you're on the clock, sir.
All right. Well, this is this is not an easy decision. I still have coaches disagreeing with me in the war room, but sometimes you have to pull rank and say, I'm the GM here, I am the captain, and I am going with my 102 pick. Now, when you think about what makes a great tailgating experience, for someone like myself, there's something about unlimited supply that just speaks to me. It resonates. I don't have to think, can I have seconds? Can I have thirds? Maybe I want fourths. Food
you
in
can't
NFL
draft
stadiums
President's Choice
is
again.
very expensive. So maybe I want to fill up to the point that I'm full for 8 hours. And that is why, with my 102 pick, I will be selecting a main. And I am going with slow-cooked, hand-pulled, pulled pork sandwiches.
It was on my list. Beef on a bun kind of thing. Yep.
Beef
Well
on a
done,
bun.
sir.
Because the thing about if you get, just a big piece of meat and you just prep it properly, there's no reason that you can't show up with just an absolute tub of meat. So, you can toast the buns, you can have all the accoutrement you want, but the bare bones necessity, like the meat, you can come with enough to feed literally a village. And in my heart, there's value in that because people get to eat as much as they want and you're not scared about running out. Pulled pork sandwich, everybody's happy.
Love it.
Funny enough, not on my list of mains.
No, pulled pork sandwich.
No.
Wow.
Pulled pork sandwich. That's a good one. Marky? 103,
right.
baby.
I'm not going to have anything nutritious. I'm not going to pick anything nutritious. So get that idea out of the head.
Veggie tray.
Yeah, veggie platter as the
With
app.
everyone's favorite edamame beans. No.
No, that counts. Lock it in, baby. Card laid is a card played.
I am going to take a page out of Lando's book here and go with something that is a favorite for myself, my guests. You can make them however strong you want, however salty, however sweet. Your boy's going with some margaritas.
Margarita.
Oh,
that's a great pick.
That's nice.
There we go.
I respect that play.
Yep.
Margarita. All right. So that limits, there's 2 drinks gone and none, beer was on my list, obviously, but I have 4 others that I would consider, and I would be happy if I was left with any of them. So I'm going to stay away from the beverage category, and sides are open, games are open, and main is... I think I want to get in on the main game as well as maybe the side game.
I'm surprised Maine has gone undrafted except for Scotty. So you have the 101 in Maine if you want, because pulled pork wasn't on your list.
Yeah. Look, I think this is a pretty simple one for me. I said to Landon earlier, if this one falls to me, I'm going to take it. So I'm going to go with wings as my main because wings are freaking delicious.
Yep.
You can have them hot. You can have them honey garlic. You can have them whatever way you want. Dry rub with a little sauce on the side. You could go crispy. You could go slow roast it. Wings are just so great and great for a tailgate. So I'm going to go with wings. Now, do I want to jump into the side game? I've got some sides I don't even think you guys will touch.
Right.
Mac, I've said it before, and I'll say it again. Wings are one of my biggest weaknesses as far as foods. I cannot, I'm salivating right now. I cannot even, touch the subject in my head without wanting, 25 wings. They're so good.
And Mac, you've got a barbecue there. Scott has no barbecue yet, so no one's gonna go to a tailgate without a barbecue. You just got a big pot of pulled pork.
Right. He's got the slow cooker.
Buns. He's got mayo. He might have some coleslaw on there too.
I'd probably just eat the whole tub of meat with a fork. It sounds like a good time.
So wings for me, like, definitely are the best main.
You go with the best game.
But like,
is that strategy?
I think I'm going best game. Like, I've been to a handful of tailgates for both NFL and NCAA, and every single time that I go, I play the same game because you can casually drink, you can casually play, you can casually eat during this game, and it's a game that everybody loves to play at football games. I'm going cornhole.
Yeah, it's a great
Classic
option.
pick.
Yep.
Cornhole is a great game. I love it. You know, like we used to have custom boards that we built and we painted based on the teams or the schools that we were visiting or at, and it was just something that everybody did. And like, tailgating without cornhole, it just feels foreign to me. So I got to get my favorite game, and I don't think it's a category that a lot of people will pick right off the get-go, so I definitely want the number one for me.
Marky.
Back to Marky here with the margaritas.
Spicy margarita pick. I love that pick, honestly. It's a great...
That was a good pick.
Yeah.
Hey, well, I like to treat my guests well. You know, I like that for people to be welcome and have fun. And for that reason, you know, I always bring games to the table. If you've ever actually been to my house, you know I'm going to either suggest a game, break one out. I might even bring a little basket of games if I'm going somewhere else. So tonight, I'm going to suggest at my tailgate party that we got the best drinking game, Flip Cup.
Ooh.
Not going
The
with
source
beer
of
pong.
so many
You're going with Flip
blackouts.
Cup.
Not as
You know
not
what?
as
Beer pong's
popular
what,
in
4
America.
people involved, max, please.
Right.
You got the whole team going for a game of Flip Cup.
This is true.
Yeah, you
This
you
is
went
fair.
really deep into scouting there. You really look at the numbers there. That's you're right. The numbers aren't even comparable.
This is true.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate the heads up, boys, but it's no prisoners out here. So
No, that's right. All right, Scotty.
All right. So
What are you taking with your slow cooked pulled pork sandies?
water.
Well,
Yeah, water, please.
I mean, a very valuable pick. You know that would really corner that give it 5-10 years, and my tailgate party is the only tailgate party people are going to want to go to. # climate crisis. But anyway, I digress. Ooh. I'm going to move right back into the snack category, which has been neglected up to this point.
Hotly contested in our books.
And now the thing is, I may be snaking a pick from Mark, and that's why I have to move now. Because when I think about all my personal experiences with Super Bowl parties and just the food that sticks out, one of the things that sticks out to me as one of the best snacks out there is a impeccably made, perfectly seasoned, layered, minimum 4 cheese dip.
Oh,
That's
4
awesome.
cheese dip.
all right.
Yes.
Cheese dip.
Well, you get your spinach in there, but really what stands out to me, it's to differentiate it from just your traditional spinach dip, to me, is actually the amount of cheese that goes into that thing. And I believe Mark could speak more to that topic, as he has produced the single best.
Now, are you talking about taco dip?
That's what I want I want clarification on this.
See, Matt,
I think you're
Matt
talking about,
Wakefield
like,
refers
melted
to it
cheese.
as a 4 cheese dip, but you refer to it as taco dip. Do
Oh,
you?
it's taco
I
dip.
deferred to the Texan, but
Can you describe the ingredients in said dip?
cheese?
See, I'm thinking of 2 different things.
Spinach. Then you would
Seems
have. You would what was in there? It's I imagine cayenne pepper. Essentially, I want to take Mark and Matt Wakefield's delivery to our parties. So I'm taking Mark's. I'm taking Mark's treat.
Taco dip. So cream cheese, salsa, avocado, maybe cheese on top, that kind of
Refried
dip.
beans.
Yeah.
Well, that's taco dip. That's not 4 cheese dip.
No.
We know it's
I'm thinking like a spin dip type thing.
Yeah,
how
I must have had a hybrid. I wish I could conference call in Matt, because I do know that there is spinach in his. I will have to follow up on that.
As
But
the
that is
food
my
guy,
snack.
Scotty.
You got to make your choice. It's either spin
combination
dip or it's
of,
taco
a combination of dip that involves much
There's multiple
cheese.
dips.
dip. Yeah.
Spinach dip is different than taco dip.
100%.
But is taco dip a thing?
Yes.
What is taco?
Yes.
It's what I described. It's like a
What?
7-layer taco dip.
Fine.
Yeah, it's
I guess
like
I'm going.
Chipotle-
I guess I'm going 7-layer taco dip.
Okay.
I am
Okay,
going
good
with
call.
Mark's.
Yeah, it's
Good call.
like some people go like peppers, jalapenos, sour cream, like Tex-Mex seasoning, cheese, salsa,
Yeah.
sour cream,
Yeah.
Olives.
Like, it's
Yeah.
If you're a
fantastic.
no good piece of crap, you put olives in it too.
Well, I would say it's,
No
it's such a
spinach in those
diverse. So you're saying you cannot use spinach in said form of a Frankenstein dip?
There's a
Is that what you're
green
saying? It is impossible to
lettuce
bring
in
in
it.
Okay,
some
here-
spinach.
Here's the question. Scott, is it cold or is it warm?
Yeah, that's a
Warm.
good question. Oh,
It's warm.
It's warm?
of course.
Oh,
Yes.
taco dip is cold.
Taco
So it's
dip is
not
cold.
taco dip. You are thinking of spinach dip.
yeah.
Okay. That's
As I said, Matt Wakefield always
Confusing.
brings
This
one to
is a
Super Bowl
disaster.
Sunday. It's his mom's
This
recipe,
is a
and he puts it in the
disaster.
oven right before he puts it out. So it's delicious.
That's a
and I'm
spinach
taking
dip.
that.
All right.
Yeah, that's spin dip.
spin dip.
All right,
Spinach
we'll
dip.
go with spin. Lots of cheese.
Good lord.
Holy, that was difficult.
I didn't know that I'd be dealing with the FBI when I'm looking at my spinach dip pick, Landon.
This is we're serious here. Do you want Joe
This is
Burrow
playing
or
for
Jonathan
keeps.
Burrow? That's a big difference.
Right.
All right, I'm going with my main. I'm gonna go barbecue ribs for my main. You
That
know,
was number 2 for me.
we've got Kansas City in the Super Bowl. Kansas City barbecue ribs sound delicious.
That's a good point.
So I'm going barbecue ribs as my food, and I'm gonna go with my game next, and I'm gonna go ladder ball.
Good choice. Yes, that is number 2 on my list.
Ladder ball is a great game. Again, unfortunately for me, you can only play with 4 people. But I think ladder ball is a lot of fun. It's
It's the
a
same with
distance
cornhole
game,
though.
similar to cornhole. Everyone can play it. It's it's a good party game. So I'm going ladder ball and ribs.
Here's the thing about
Beauty.
4-player games that are awesome. Yes, there's only potentially one board, but I also think that creates a little bit of buzz. Like you could run a tournament, people want to play, winner stays, I got next. Like that creates some buzz, and you want that. You don't want just like 4 games of ladder toss going on and like everybody just mindlessly playing. You want that competition. You want that
Right.
urgency to get on and stay on. You know what I mean? I like that.
Yeah. Excellent rationale.
All right,
Scotty,
Scotty.
back to you. Hopefully
you got a
this
beverage
takes
and
less
game
than
left.
5 minutes.
Yeah, I think my time on the clock is pretty much done. So as you guys have all picked your activities, I'm just going to make a quick one. Landon particularly knows where this pick comes from because this beverage, even if you don't know you're drinking it, can sneak up on you and make your football experience memorable. So I am taking mimosas.
Mimosa.
Oh, what?
I don't mind
The
that.
story, if I abbreviate it, is that when we were lucky enough to be taken to the Grey Cup in Toronto at maybe the crisp young age of, I want to say 15, we were lucky enough to be invited to a brunch, and we sat at the table where there was these massive glass pitchers full of orange juice, and me, Landon, my friend Miles, we just kept pouring more and more orange juice because we were thirsty, and then had a delightfully drunk day in Toronto and the Grey Cup, which is the best way to watch Lenny Kravitz.
Facts. Facts.
You have a very like sophisticated list of items here. Like
true.
This looks like honestly like something my grandmother would throw together for brunch.
Oh, you just wait for my game, Mackenzie. Just wait for my game.
Yeah. Show up at his
Bridge?
trailer one day.
Are you going
Matt.
with bridge? I had to, Scotty. I'm sorry.
All right, Marky, you've got the 2 most important picks coming up.
I do. And I'm a bit of a glutton myself here. But I told you I'm going to go with some culturally aware picks here. I'm going to go with something that's kind of like Americana, but I like to call it a little bit more south of the border. So I'm going to go with my main here. and that's gonna be some chili.
It's
Gonna be some chili.
On the list.
Yep.
It is gonna be
Wow.
full of beans. It's gonna be full of meat. You're gonna put a lot of cheese on it. There's gonna be sour cream there. If you like that sort of thing, you don't have to.
You could do a vegetarian chili as well. Those are available. Those are delicious.
Oh, you could.
Negative.
Hypothetically,
You wouldn't.
could.
You wouldn't though.
Yeah, you might do that at a Landon party, but
Right. Definitely Scott's.
not at mine. So for my main,
Grandma's
I'm gonna
chili.
go
We are all
with
inclusive,
chili.
Mackenzie. We're all inclusive.
And
Wow.
you know, if you want to know more about the chili that I would make, just hit me at MarkDraftSMS Twitter.
I associate football with chili. Like my wife makes chili probably almost every single Sunday, and I love it. It's great.
Makes the house smell good.
But-
eh?
The mains that missed the list here: pizza, burgers, cheesesteaks. Those are
Yep.
some big. I would say pizza is definitely not a tailgate food, just because like where are you gonna cook pizza? Other than I've seen Buffalo Bills tailgates with some. There's one guy there that makes pizza, but like
That guy's
burgers
an
and
OG.
cheesesteaks you can do on the barbecue. So those are pretty popular items, and they didn't get picked. But I thought you would go side there, Mark. There's only been one side picked.
Oh, I got my side. No one else is picking it. I know no one's gonna pick it.
Okay. All right. Well, I got to pick beverage and side here. And luckily, I've got lots to choose from. None of my sides were taken, so now I got to try and figure out the best one. I'll go beverage first. So for me, all you guys have picked beverages. So I could go with like the millennial pick of the White Claw
Yes.
hard seltzer. Have you
The
guys
vote-getter.
indulged
The
in some
vote-getter.
White Claws? It is. That's 100% a vote getter. Caesars are on the board.
Caesar.
I love a good Caesar. I don't know if you can drink them heavily, though. That's the problem.
Well, you're also kind of a baby. You're from Southern Ontario, so I understand why you can't drink lots
fair.
of them.
Alabama Slammer is on my list. That is a great drink. It's a little Southern Comfort, amaretto, and orange juice. Or you could go with the jungle juice play from the college days. Just a mix of hard liquor, wine, and juice. I think it's too easy. I think I got to go White Claws. White Claws are great.
Nice pick.
You know
You like to
Mackenzie's
pick?
coming to my party.
I'll bring my backgammon for your game. Oh, sides, man. There's so many good sides to choose from. This is tough. Okay. I'm going to go with one that probably not a lot of people are considering, but I think it's got some versatility. I'm going to go with pretzel bites. And hear me out on this.
Oh.
You've got the pretzel bites that have just been cooked. They're nice and hot, salted, ready to eat. I've also got cheese to dip it in. I've got chocolate to dip it in. And I've got cinnamon sugar for you to dip it in. So whether you want a little bit of sweet, salty, or a nice little dessert feel, you can get whatever you want. Pretzel bites are an underrated play.
And if you've had too
Good
much to
pick.
drink, it might sober you up a little bit.
Yeah, soak those White Claws
they're
up,
dense.
baby.
Yeah.
Yes, they are.
That-
They pack a punch,
Yeah.
keep you full.
Because you got wings.
Pretzel
Wings,
bites, man.
wings might not fill you up super, like a lot, maybe, right? So you may get some pretzel bites to get your appetite.
It is the perfect macronutrient trio that I have going on here.
All right.
That's proteins, fats, and carbs, people.
All right.
So I'm done.
Well,
I'm done. I feel good about my tailgate. I really do.
rounding this corner with the 402, I got to go with something that if you think a pretzel bite is a timeless pick, I'm about to wrap this up and turn my snack draft into like a quadrant of deliciousness. And
Oh God.
honestly, if this stuff was going down at my party, like no one would ever leave. That would be the only problem, is no one would ever want to leave. So I'm gonna go Doritos.
Oh come
on
on.
my list. That was on my list.
All right.
Come on, what do
We
you
know
gonna
where they
say
fell in the
about
snack draft. So
Cool Ranch, nacho cheese, Pulled barbecue, jalapeno cheddar.
Sweet chili heat.
Name a bad one. You can't.
No, I know. You can't. You're right.
Oh,
You're right.
got them all. He's got them all. Yeah, I hate to see that happen.
You can even dip them in your chili, Mark.
Yeah, or some
Yep.
spin dip.
God, I was sleeping. If only I could have picked 2. All right. Well,
I'm curious to see what Landon goes with here for side.
I got a
Well, we
little
will
list
see.
here.
Scotty, what are you going with for game?
All right. Now, as we know, I like to set a certain mood, and now my tailgate party right now is classy AF. The game,
Golden Girls level.
the game is really what throws this party into overdrive.
It's called
Now,
Tea Party.
there is one thing that I remember about all the great tailgating scenes that I've ever seen, and the game is simple. The number is unlimited, and it is the Car Bash. The game at my classy tailgate is going to be to drive up a jalopy that has been painted in the colors of the visiting team. You provide a assortment of 16 different instruments of destructions, a helmet, some goggles, and some shoulder pads. And then once Grandma's done her pulled pork, her spin dip, and her 6 mimosa, you know what she's gonna do to that bear's Jeep? She is going to beat it to a pulp while her grandchildren help. And that completes my snack draft.
Oh my god.
Scott, hold my teeth. Well,
Beautiful.
I honestly, when you were describing that, I thought you were going to go with something silly like Twister.
Not nearly.
And then you
not
came in a left
nearly
field with
as
that.
vengeful and aggressive as the NFL tailgates. I've seen Buffalo. Buffalo's terrifying, and they will destroy that car.
Wow.
Buffalo's a whole nother level.
That's quite the game, Scotty.
Bills Mafia.
Wow. That was surprisingly not on my list.
That's a really good one.
No.
Got to dig deep. Got to really thank the the scouts. They did a lot of overnights to figure that one out. And I'd like to thank my whole team.
Like washers, there's wickets. You know that frisbee game? Mark, I thought you might pick that up.
Can Jam is another one.
What's that one?
Can Jam?
Never played.
Also played with a frisbee.
It's a cylinder with a hole cut in it, and you've got to throw the frisbee through the hole.
Cool.
Yeah, good one. Another one, just bring a football. You know people are going to be playing parking lot football, 3v3,
Play jackpot.
4v4.
Play jackpot.
Jackpot,
Nice.
catch.
Yeah, that's a good
people
one.
will throw a football around. That's a kind of a self-explanatory one, but
Beauty.
So for my side, there's lots of options like jalapeno poppers is an option
on my list. Number 1.
I guess I could do taco dip, but I feel like
You could.
like that's a really good option. It's my favorite dip of all time. I would never get Scott to make it for me, obviously.
That's what I've marked for.
But
Karen.
I'm gonna
Little
go with a
name.
crowd pleaser. I'm going with the vote getter. I'm gonna go nachos.
Oh, that's a
Nice.
great pick.
You know,
man.
you could have loaded
That's really
nachos.
good.
You could have cheese and bacon. You could have jalapenos on said nachos. You could have beef on the nachos. It's a great snack, appetizer, keg loaded nachos. It's top seller, absolutely.
That's
Beautiful.
So
One's on my list that so jalapeno poppers were number 1 on my list for sides. I had pigs in a blanket, fried pickles, matzo sticks, and sliders.
yeah,
That's what
I'm
my
surprised
list
you
of
didn't go
sides were.
sliders.
I know. Looking back, I probably should have, but pretzel bites are great, man. They're just different.
They are.
They're just different.
Now,
Sometimes you don't want to commit to the whole slider, but like one pretzel bite's really what you need.
So there's two
They get
or
you.
three things that I had on my list that I wish ended up there, but I loved the the almost Mexican feel of mine.
You do.
And one that I would, this isn't really a tailgate thing. It would be sick though, but instead of flip cup, I might have gone piñata in another world.
Oh,
Oh,
that would have been good too.
Yeah, that would
Kind
really
of a
round
kinda like the
variation
car
of a
bash.
car bash, some might say.
Yeah. And then the other game that I considered, and I'm kind of regretting not, is having an old Super Nintendo plugged in with 2 controllers.
Oh, well, you'd win. Then you would have won the draft.
Scotty
So,
wishes he would have thought of that.
then you
I
would
hope you can
have won.
sleep at night knowing you lost the draft.
Oh, I got flipped up.
All right, fellas, well, that's going to do it for the Super Bowl tailgate draft. It's going to be interesting to see how this one shakes out. I feel like most of the teams are very different. I think they will be intriguing for different people for different reasons. Scotty, your team is so out of the blue. It'll be interesting to see where the vote goes. Landon, I'm going to read back the teams here. Landon's got beer, ribs, nachos, and ladder ball. I think this is going to be a fan favorite. I think beer, you're right with the 101 pick. It might be enough that might just be enough for people to say, I don't care, about the food or the side. I'm just going for the beer. So that was a good pick by you. Scotty, you got slow-cooked pulled pork, spinach/taco dip. We're not really sure. We might be spinach dip, but you don't even know. Mimosas and then a car bash. People won't know what a car bash is, but I'm glad you explained it. You might have to explain it again. Marky, you got a little bit of a Mexican vibe going on here with chili, Doritos, margaritas, and flip cup. I think that's going to be an excellent time. I'm torn between you and Landon if I had to vote myself. And then I've got wings, pretzel bites, White Claws, and the coveted, I think, unofficial game of tailgating, cornhole. Fan favorite in my opinion. So it's going to be interesting to see how the results go on this one. Scotty's going to put a YouTube poll up in the upper right-hand corner, so you guys can click that and put your votes there. Or you can get us on social media at SMS_fantasy on Twitter and Instagram. We'll have polling information for you guys there as well. Thanks for listening to another episode of the Saturday Morning Snap Fantasy Football Podcast. Follow us on Twitter at SMS_fantasy. Support this independent podcast at patreon.com/Saturday Morning Snap.